all the stuff on the internet, and people are like, this is terrible. But really, like, you put a 57 in front of a guitar amp through a Neve, it's going to sound awesome if the guitar player is good and they got a great sound. It's really simple to record a guitar amp. Yeah. People overthink this stuff so much, and we see it again with like people coming through, or it's just like, do it simple and it's going to sound good. Yeah, but then you can mess it up. Yeah. You know, maybe put a room mic up or put a weird mic up. But I mean, something like a guitar amp, you're not really going to do anything to it because it's a weird instrument anyway. It's like band limit. You know, it's about this big compared to the Spectrum. You know, so you know you don't have to get crazy with it. But one of the things we always do. Sorry, I'm going to finish one idea. Is we always do something different as much as possible. I mean, that's one of the things that I am always inspired by John. I walk in on one of his sessions and he's doing something like, oh, damn, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that next time. And, you know, vice versa. And I think that's one, or like just trying to think of something you haven't done before and doing it. But again, just like, I think simplicity is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. You can always mess it up later or just have something solid and mess it up. But again, it's so genre specific and what you're trying to, you know, if you can hear it, find out how to do it. But I don't put mics up to figure out a sound, you know. I try to find the sound that you're looking for and find that.
I think that's like the most important thing is like, if you're hearing a sound, to go for it. You know, it's there's nothing that's like more annoying as a mix engineer than when you get a Pro Tools session that someone recorded that could be totally normal and there's like a million extra tracks of things that are inappropriate weird choices. I mean, I love weird sounding stuff. So I kind of have to preface it with like that we both love weird sounds, but it has to really be the right music. I mean, if something calls for, you know, putting a mic on the floor 20 feet away from the guitar amp because that's really the sound that overdub needs, then that's totally awesome, and you should only be restricted by your, you know, your own creativity, your own idea of how weird it needs to be. But you also, it requires I guess it's kind of like humility as an engineer to know when it should just be the 57. Like as much as you want to do something cool, sometimes it really should just be like the 414 or the M160, or because that's, you know, or it should be a 635 in a PVC tube that's 15 feet long facing the other way. You know, like, but it really needs to be about the music.
Try to hear it first is I guess the answer. Yeah.
Do you guys now still tear apart recordings? Listen to something someone else has done and then try to figure out, kind of recreate, not deliberately to recreate something, but go like, that's interesting. You must have done something like this. I mean, just probably started doing that.
Definitely. I mean, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, recently I had a really an interesting realization, or possibly a realization, where I figured out how something that I liked was probably done, sort of by accident. And it was, I don't know if there's a lot of Radiohead fans in the house, but on Kid A, on the push-pull revolving doors track or whatever, periodically there's these, Nigel Godrich will capture these sends into like an infinite reverb on the vocals, and it's a really weird vocal sound. It's Tom York talking into auto-tune, the hardware one set to 100%, you know, to grab the notes. And that part I had read about, but I'd never been able to figure out how they got these, you know, where it would grab a syllable and turn into almost like a granular synthesis kind of wall of the thing. And we got a really good deal used on a Lexicon 200. And when you're on the chamber patches and you turn the time all the way up, it's infinite hold on whatever's going in. And when you turn it off, it's on, and then there's a reverb stop button. So all you do is you stop the reverb, and then you go bam on the last syllable, and, goes, and holds this. You know, I was like, oh, that's awesome. You know? You know.